Good?
You're good.
Okay, Ear Ringers, interview, take one.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Eonagapi interview. My name is Wendy and I am your magazine editor, photographer, and creative director. This section focuses on community and youth creatives, serving as a platform for connecting with you, free from any censorship. Today we are joined by Ear Ringers. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So to start things off, I want to begin by introducing Ear Ringers. Where are you based? And can you please tell me a little bit about each member of the band, your names and your role or instrument you play?
Alright, let's start from me. My name is Jesus Mendoza. I play lead guitar in the band.
My name is Mireles. I sing and play rhythm guitar for the band.
My name is Dafnet, and I play keyboard and a little bit of tambourine in the band.
My name is David Bravo, and I play the drums.
And we're also missing Daniel, our bass player. Yeah.
Daniel Romo.
Daniel Romo.
He plays our bass.
Yeah.
Shout out Daniel. We're just gonna Photoshop him in there.
Sick.
He'll be right here in the back.
Just right here in the back.
So I want to briefly ask about your background. So how did y'all meet and what brought you together?
We met in high school. Yeah.
High school.
And I remember meeting Jesus first. We all kind of met, somewhat at the same time. David was in different bands, as well. We were all in different projects. And eventually we just kind of got together. We started playing covers, and eventually that just led to us making our own music and releasing our first of all EP. And that's pretty much it, yeah. Getting together in the lunchroom, practicing and stuff, and playing some shows in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of shows.
Yeah.
A lot of shows. Yeah.
A lot of shows, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So who would you say are your musical influences?
Two Door Cinema Club is one of them.
Yeah.
Beach Bunny, Wallows, the Marias, and I think there's one more I'm forgetting. We could say like the Killers, the Strokes,
Yeah.
some classic bands, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me more about those.
Yeah,
but
those
like-
are, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So I was born and raised in East LA myself, and even now this interview is being held here in Boyle Heights. And we here in the crew are either like recent graduates or we attend Cal State LA. So everything is like really local. So how has being based in East LA shaped you into the person and musician that you are?
It's we get we've said this in a previous interview before. Like we get a lot of the do-it-yourself type of thing here in the community. A lot of the things that we had to do were very much done from ourselves. Like we've had to knock on various doors and just learn, because coming up, being a band from East LA, it was kind of hard, to even go to like the IE and go out of state and stuff like that. And we've been able to do things like go on tour, play in Las Vegas and stuff like that. So it's been a bit of a challenge, but it also like has worked out for us in the long run. Yeah. But yeah, mostly that do-it-yourself thing in the community. We see a lot of hardworking people around us, our parents as well. And that's how it goes.
Yeah. And related to that, community artists and creatives are one of my favorite people to work with and really just be around. I find it to see that it works collectively, and I love that. Shout out to Mad Magic and Wild Records also. So who are some partners or collaborators that you guys have worked with so far?
In Boyle Heights, Rudy Torres, he is from a band called Mexico City Heartbreak. He did a really nice job recording and directing our music video for Choices. The most relaxed we've ever been in a music video shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Because we really only had to show up and perform it, we didn't have to worry about anything else. So he's definitely one of our favorites. And in the LA music scene in general, Jonathan Mireles of Audio Mech Productions, he's been our producer for like 6 years already. And he really shaped us into the songwriters we are today.
Oh, yeah.
And
Alan
Arvizu as well. He's our current videographer, photographer for most of our shows and content. And those three people are definitely our favorites. Also the crew at the Paramount, very very nice people.
Oh, yeah.
Very professional, very helpful, and very very great venue to play at too. You know,
Good sound.
great sound.
Great
Yeah,
sound.
love it. Yeah.
The venue's such a vibe. Like,
Yeah.
the Paramount, like everything about it.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a definitely a beautiful place. We've met a lot of like great people, and we're lucky to have worked with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys mentioned you went on tour. How was that? Can you give us more info?
You?
I feel like every day at tour, it was definitely a learning experience throughout the whole thing. But every day progressively kind of got better, like as we went.
Yeah.
So it was very fun. Even the driving wasn't that bad, and it was just really, it was a really good time to meet all the people and sell records and.
Yeah.
Interact with
Give
other
signatures.
fans from out
yeah.
of state. It's been really cool because then when before or after the set, we get like fans coming up to us like, oh, we've been, once we heard Heart Therapy, it's like we've been hooked on it. We've been waiting for this, and it's a good experience hearing that from besides the general area where we're from, and obviously venturing out. So it's been really nice like that. And then I kind of miss it, to be honest. I don't know about the rest, but I kind of miss it. It kind of felt weird coming back after it finished. It was like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
That's it.
We had our after tour. We had a show in LA to kind of like wrap it up, and it felt kind of weird loading it into my car, because we got used to the van.
big van.
We
had like this whole setup is like, all right, we're gonna put the bass down first, and then the drums, and then like, oh yeah.
yeah. So it was really fun, getting to meet people from out of state, them telling you we've been listening to you since like 2018.
I was surprised that we had actually fans out far in those areas, and they were just waiting for us to like have that tour,
To,
and I
like,
was like,
pull up,
dang.
yeah. And the good thing is that we didn't play to know people. We played to people, and that's what we wanted. So I'd say our first tour was a pretty successful tour. Very fun. Yeah, we had a good time.
That sounds amazing. Glad you
Yeah.
guys had fun. I want to ask about your music now. So Earringers has such a beautiful sound, and I find it to be timeless. Like, I'm a huge fan. My brother's a huge fan. He's 27.
Nice.
My mom is a huge fan too.
Nice.
Like, it's timeless. It's like multi-generational. So there are songs like Porque Lloras that literally like it has a sobbing, like we're crying. We're just like, oh my god. And Choices, and Solo hay Momentos, like it tells a story. So it feels like a journey as you're listening to it as well. So how do you go about writing songs?
We very much use our influences. Like, for example, Porque Lloras was very much influenced by Juan Gabriel. That one I had gone to Ciudad Juarez, and I was hearing Juan Gabriel everywhere. So I wanted to write a song like that, and it's very out of our genre, But I feel like because we have a lot of musical influences, and we grew up with listening to all types of music, it wasn't easy, but it was somewhat, you had an idea of what to do. In terms of the songwriting, like the songwriting is very much realistic things. They've happened to myself, they've happened to them, it's happened to other people that we've heard when they come to us and tell us like, hey, I heard this song, like I related to that, and they're very much true events that either happened to me. Like, I don't know if it happens to everybody else, but it's definitely happened to me. So a lot of the songs that we write and do are very much real events. Sometimes it's happened in the past, sometimes we think of the future, or sometimes in the present. So we go based on using our influences. Obviously, try our best to not sound like other bands, because we want to be distinctive. But yeah, that's how we go around writing our music. Yeah,
and they are really relatable. Like something you listen to, and you're just like, yeah, like I get this. Like,
yeah. Nice.
So for this next part, I would like for you to choose a song either from your latest album or any singles, and tell us like the background behind one or several songs. Like, do they have a story behind them?
Like one of my personal songs off the album is the last one, To Get Over You. Mm-hmm. That one is, I'm sure everyone has been in this place before, where you find your first love, but it ends up not working out, you get your heart broken. you know. So you try your best to find other ways to get over that person, you know. And in the song it mentions to get over you is what I would do. First I'll think about all the pain, you know, and my personal experience on that, you know, I just thought of all the bad things that person has, you know, put me through, and it helped me a little bit to just get over it, you know. I don't want to go through that ever again, you know. So that's one example. Yeah.
Cool. And circling back to your latest album, Heart Therapy, that was released in 2022, how was the process recording it?
It was
Pretty lengthy
scratch
process.
tracks,
Yeah.
and then a lot of writing in the studio, and then finalize scratch tracks, and then I'll do my recording parts first, the drums, and then they'll choose their dates to do. They'll usually do like guitars and bass in the same day, something like that.
Yeah, we try knocking everything else out. Like drums, we try to knock it out on the same day or whatever, you know, how long it takes depending on the time. And then for us, since we just usually go to sound engineer, he try to knock everything out at the park at the same day. So
Yeah,
It's-
guitars, bass, and then sometimes keyboard would be last most of the time.
yeah.
keyboard or
Yeah,
vocals,
or vocals.
Yeah.
either way.
It was a long process for sure. In terms of writing the music, because we wrote somewhat like 25 songs, but you know, we narrowed it down to like 10, or let's say 9, including the introduction of the album. But it was definitely like a 2-year process. You know, we started in 2020, and we just kept writing music, but a lot of it we kept scratching it because we weren't satisfied with it. You know, but that album was a memorable process because we felt like we evolved as songwriters in the making of that album, and it's made us stronger in terms of like, you know, our practicing and our attention to detail to each member, you know. Like we'd go around being like, hey, does this bass line sound dope? I'd be like, yeah, you know, actually, can you change this? Or same thing with David, you know, hey, this drum part sounds cool here, or, you know, our guitar parts or keyboard. So it was, everything very much went into how we wanted it to sound, you know. So that album is, we're genuinely happy with how it came out, and it's our best work to date, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did an amazing job. Like, it's so
Thank you.
tight.
Thank you.
So what would you say are the band's biggest achievements?
You want to go first?
I guess playing at the Wiltern, since we did it at such an early age. We were still in high school when we got that, because it was through an organization from the House of Blues. It was Music Forward, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
So they came over to the school. We're looking for giving opportunities for like students who do music themselves to get to go into this program if they're chosen to like get to know the music industry a little bit more, and you know the process, and meeting different people from the music industry and getting their advice and stuff to help individual artists like ourselves at the time to grow, you know, and make our platform and get our music out and in the open.
Yeah.
And with also coming that, you know, we played the Wiltern, so it all came together in a package, and it was pretty good.
It was really great.
Yeah. The Paramount was one of them for our album release show. Like that one was a really good. Apart that it was a great turnout, you know, it was just the energy that day was
immense.
So like, you know, it was crazy, you know. I didn't hear there wasn't a single time I didn't hear the audience sing our songs, you know, and that's something different, you know. When you have an audience singing your songs, that's already another thing, you know. Like, so we realized that, okay, maybe we are special to these people, you know, and it was mind-blowing, you know, just that energy itself. We had new music, you know, a whole new audience as well, you know, some old fans, some new fans, and it was just a surreal experience, you know. Yeah.
The interaction for that one, actually, if I may say and add to that, like, it's just interacting with everyone individually. Like after the show, everyone enjoyed it, coming up to us for pictures and all. It honestly, for me, that made me realize like we're, you know, we're getting there. And also like I love interacting. For me, I wasn't planning on being in a band or at all, but this made me realize like I want to keep doing this. I want to keep going. This experience. It's like I'm grateful for all these opportunities and the interactions that we have with each and every fan that we have, you know, and I'm just grateful for those experiences. It was great.
I would say my favorite achievement of ours would be pressing our vinyls, because that's something that we just did on our own. Like, we were with this label at the time, but we kind of just want to take care of that like with our own finances, and we did. We just went for it. We got impressed, and just the fact that people were buying them, I feel like that's
that actually, if I may add on to that, I'm a vinyl collector myself, so having like our own record was something also pretty surreal. You know, just look at it, you know. And you know, it's funny though, I will say this, I look at it every day and I'm like, damn, this is sick.
Even listening to it when we were at home, listening to it, just like, wow, dang, I could vibe to this.
I haven't listened to the vinyl that much. I've only listened to it like once or twice because I don't have a record player. I do recall listening to it at Miguel's house for the first time after listening to it like on Apple Music like 20 times, and then I was just laying on his bed listening to the record, and it's like 10 times better because you hear like every little thing. It's like,
you do it. It's
especially when you like, you know, you recorded your parts, like, oh, it caught that, like it just sounds more clear.
So that was cool. The vinyl was dope. Yeah, for sure. That
that must be like so surreal, just like having that, just being like, I did this, like, that's amazing. So if we can go around individually, you guys kind of covered this, but what do you guys like most about playing live? Like, any memorable moments you'd like to share?
So, the fan interactions, you know, when we get like screams and everyone's like yelling like for a certain song after, like sometimes when we're about to close up, like, oh, you haven't played this song, can you do this song? And they're just yelling out and just want us to keep going. It gives me the energy to want to keep playing. And I told them before, like, after like we finished the set, I'm like, man, I just want to keep going. You know, it's like just a few more minutes, you know. But it's like, it's just like this, the drive from the fans and like hearing all of the interactions and stuff. It just gives me energy on stage, and just make me want to just go all out and just keep playing for everyone that want to hear the song that they want to hear. So
yeah, for sure. It's definitely the audience reaction. I definitely feed off of that energy. Like, as the frontman, it could be a little difficult sometimes, like before, when we were barely starting out, you know. We wouldn't get reactions as much, but I feel like now that we're a little more established, when we start a song, you get those like screaming reactions, those excited, and that's really cool. I've always wanted to experience that, and that's really cool. And then when the audience sings back your songs, because we don't post the lyrics, but they sing it back to us. So I'm like, these fools must have listened to this fucking song like 10 times, you know? And I was like, wow, this is really, really nice. And after the show, when they get excited to meet us, I get excited to meet them as well, you know, when we're signing their record or taking pictures with them, signing their shirts. It's definitely, like I said, you know, very surreal, but that's our favorite, audience interaction. Yeah.
It's going back to it's like that interacting with the fans, everyone. It's just when we're on stage, it's like a little nervous, but once you're there and you're like feeling that vibe, that environment, that energy that you're getting from other people, and it's just like, it's crazy. Like, it's fun. I could only say it's fun. That's the only way I could put it. I'm just happy that we make others feel that way, you know, like they're just hyped, you know. So
yeah, definitely. I would say the coolest moments live are for sure like when we start a song and like right away the energy's there. Or like when, I don't know, like a chorus is about to be loud and I'm feeling the energy, and it just like, it just transmits to the crowd like perfectly, and the whole room fills it pretty nicely.
Oh, that sounds beautiful. So as our interview comes to a close, I'd like to ask one last question. And this one's a little more real. So I like to think that there's beauty in chaos, and that not always is everything going to go perfectly planned. And to be more candid, it really hardly ever is. You know, it's completely like unexpected. It's mayhem. So, but you know, here we are. So my question for you is, what do you do when times get tough, and how do you overcome that?
We tend to just hang out. Because we're bandmates, but we're friends first, you know. And I think that's very important in a band, because a lot of times I feel like bands don't take the time to get to know each other, and we go through hardships, and I'll talk to them about it because a lot of the times I experience these things, and I talk to them about it, and then we'll practice for a little bit, or we won't practice at all. Like I'll set up, let's practice, and then after we'll be like, you know what, nah, let's just kick it, yeah. So we just go and hang out. Like we'll go to a park and just chill, or we'll go to the movies, we'll go to an arcade, we'll go to like a bar or something, and we just hang out. We talk about not band stuff. We just talk about our days or what we've been listening to, things like that. So that's kind of it. We just spend time with each other, and get through it, really, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's very, very important.
Yeah.
So what shall our viewers and listeners and us and the crew here as well look forward to from you guys? So any live shows coming up?
Yes. Next week, October 6th, with the Voxes and Tetra Collective at the Knitting Factory in North Hollywood. And we also, there's the talks of us playing a backyard show for the first time in like a long time, with our friend. We're setting that up, and it's for like a Halloween show. So whoever sees this, I don't know if it's already happened or about to happen or hasn't happened. It's just in the air right now. But also another thing, we have new music coming very soon at the beginning of the year. We have a new song, and I guess we could just tell you what it's called. The song is called Friend Zone, and it's really high energy song, and it's our first single coming out in January. Keep an eye out, and you guys are gonna love it for sure.
Follow us on Instagram for more updates regarding that,
Yes.
and any new songs or any upcoming gigs that we're gonna be
Yes,
having.
yes.
Yeah, our plan is also to post a little bit more on our TikTok, so you can
Yeah.
also check us out there.
On TikTok
Yeah.
as
Catch
well.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some small behind the scenes there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BTS stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're gonna
Yeah.
look forward to that. So
Sick.
where can we find you?
Instagram, ear.ringers, Spotify, earringers, YouTube, earringers, TikTok, ear.ringers. That's our strongest platforms that we're on all the time. Constantly putting there, and we're just going to go crazy on it soon. So, yeah, we'll just post more updates about shows, about music, and keep your eyes peeled for more updates, guys. We'll see you soon. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I want to thank you so much for talking to us and coming through.
Thank you for having us.
This was Eonagapi Magazine, and this was Wendy. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Thank you
having
guys
us.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
All right.
Sick.
All right.